Hit subscribe to the DIY Writer to support your hardworking authors and also lessen your chances of ending up as a victim in their next book. Join me at the first annual Icarus Book Convention, May 8th and 9th. This conference has a great lineup of speakers, including little old me, talking about podcasts, vlogs, and other neat author stuff. Go to Icarus, IQARUS Book Con, CON.com for more information. Hope to see you there. Heidi ho, this is Jeff Bacon with the DIY Writer Podcast. Today we have Samantha Evans with us, or with me, or however you want to say it. Ella is her first book in the Land of Four series, or the Land of the Four. I'm sorry, I butcher these things all the time, which is really good. Some people find it entertaining. Some people say I'm an idiot. Whatever. But the series is the Land of Four.
No, you're not.
And the first book is Ella, and guess what? There's 3 more books, but we're going to talk about them all.
And a short story, mind you.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. It's a published work. I don't care if it's short, long, whatever. It's published. It's cool. It's cool. So how are you doing today, Samantha?
Very good. Just very cold here in Northern California.
Yeah, you have yet to tell me what the temperature is.
I, honest to God, do not know. I know it's not freezing, but it is windy and it's been raining off and on all day. But I live in a part of California where I live more so towards the ocean and not near snow. You have to go like a couple hours to get to snow.
I'm really trying to have sympathy for you. I'm really trying hard, being in Wisconsin and still having 2 foot of snow in my front yard. Yeah,
oh, Lord.
I'm sorry. It's a little rainy. I'm sorry.
And then I've gone getting over a broken ankle. It's kind of hard to get around to certain places. You know
what's funny is that we've been watching this series on TV, which is based in California, and here we are looking out in the front yard, and it's got 2.5, 3 foot of snow in it and everything else. And you watch them, and they're going through the different seasons, and it's all very nice in California. It's like, why the hell are we living in Wisconsin? I don't know, but because we have 3 good seasons.
Tell you the truth, I think I'm 30, and I think where I live, I've seen snow about, oh my gosh, 4 times in my life. Last time I think I saw snow in my lifetime, I was like 16 years old. It was like an inch of snow.
Yeah, I think
maybe 2 inches.
2 weeks ago, I saw snow 4 times in a week. But yeah, it is.
But it's cold, but it's manageable here.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Because I live in a little town about almost 2 hours from the Oregon border.
Okay. That is a nice area, though. That is a really nice area, California. Yeah. Very pretty up there. So, without any further ado, let's talk about your books. Tell me about your books.
Well, like I said, I just woke up one day with an idea, and I started actually opening up a notebook, and I actually started writing down a bunch of ideas because I'm a major guru of fantasy.
Okay.
Like I have read from C.S. Lewis, J.R. Tolkien when I was a little girl, and then when I was in college, I read all the Game of Thrones books, and I just been a major fan of fantasy. And when I was young, I used to write picture books. I actually used to take construction paper and actually draw pictures and actually draw sentences and actually make it into a book. And my grandma, and she lives in a home in Sacramento, sad enough, she told me, you could be a writer one day. And I decided one day, this is about, I don't know, September of 2019, I just started writing Ella because I wanted to. Mm-hmm. And it was about a prince who just found a dragon egg and raised it. And when he was, oh my goodness, so long ago, he was accused of a crime he did not commit. Ella, who was fully grown, rescued him, and she saved him, and it just developed into a series that he started out as a prince, and then the final book he was actually finally a king, and he was almost an old man by the final book. And I actually released the final book on the 1-year anniversary of Ella, actually. So
Very cool.
it spanned like almost in over a 20-year period of time, almost.
Okay. So in that the last one that you released was in what was it? I'm sorry.
Thanksgiving Day of last year.
That's what it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a little out of order on your for Amazon does weird things with your author profiles.
I know.
You'd think that they'd actually put them in chronological order, starting with the newest and then going down to the oldest work or whatever.
Goodreads.com actually does better at keeping track of what goes where, sad enough. But yeah, I released my last book on Thanksgiving Day of last year.
See, Goodreads is fine, but I just find that it's books and sadness there. So I try not to go into Goodreads. I don't like Goodreads all that much.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a lot of I don't know. I just think I find it snotty.
It is a lot of flaws. I just use it just to keep track of like what I'm reading and everything, more so than not. But they have managed to actually keep my series in order, because I've had a lot of people message me throughout the year and a half saying, so what's next? What's next? And I'm like, well, it's this book, it's this book, it's this book. But I released The Other Side on Thanksgiving Day of last year, and it was my final book in the series. I'm actually going to be writing a spin-off book, because due to how I was injured, I could have written a lot more. And so I'm going to actually have a spin-off book. I don't know exactly the details, but I'm thinking about having it be released before this year is up.
Okay. So how's it been? I don't think we really talked about it, but you've been injured here since Christmas. How's it been trying to write with that? That's got to be. Do you find it tough?
It was pretty challenging.
Yeah.
It was pretty challenging, but now that I'm on the verge of recovery, because I'm wearing a boot now, and so I'm starting to walk and everything, I can actually write here on my lap on my couch, and I can actually do it. I write over 1,000 words a day.
Okay, cool.
So it was hard in the beginning, but now it's getting easier and easier every day.
Do you write every day, or do you?
I try to. If not, then I'm reading a book.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Because I support independent authors like myself, and I read books and then I give honest to God feedback.
Wow, that's really weird. It's not loved it or nothing. It's you actually give feedback.
Yes, because some authors out there try their hardest to get reviews, because it's for independent authors as myself, the thing that's a major pain in the ass is getting reviews, and it took me forever, because I think Ella hit like 125 reviews yesterday, and everyone asks me, how did you do that? I had to do self-marketing, and then I just had to promote. And so I usually give tips, because I actually run my own website as well, of tips on how to become a good, successful independent author as well.
Okay. Cool. So is that more like, so you write like a blog on it?
Yeah, basically a blog, because a lot of people I have met are moms like myself, and they're independent authors, and they want to know like how it can be done, like what do you do and everything. So I've actually done that on top of writing my novels.
Cool. How frequently do you post on your blog?
About every other day.
Oh, really? So you're really active in blogging.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So do you have a lot of stay-at-home moms that or working mom, I guess moms in general, that follow you on this?
It's a work in progress. Like, I'm learning tips and tricks of how to make it be more presentable, more noticeable, but I'm starting to get more followers, like more subscribers, mind you.
Mm-hmm. So what, just being a mom, I mean, and a writer, I don't have any experience in that since I'm a dad. That's got to be tough. You know, when the well, I mean, like in our house, when somebody
Yeah.
falls down, they don't want dad, they want mom, you know, or you know, if they want to be fed, it's not, you know, I can step in and say, hey, I'll feed you, but you know, it's usually you know, the first call is always mom. So I mean, I think it's that way with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I always want mom. And that's got to be tough, especially when you're trying to write or you know, concentrate on something.
I do a lot of my work personally, like usually like when my kids are at school, because where we live here in California, my son's school is open and they do the social distancing, and he's good about wearing his mask. And my two youngest children go to daycare, and I usually don't have my two youngest are not a problem. They just play in their room and with their dad. And I usually have time to do my work. And then my oldest son doesn't come home till 4:30. And then I usually do more writing like at nighttime, like when they're like winding down. So I'm usually up to like midnight.
Yeah.
Just right from like 8 o'clock like to midnight. I have it just for like right on my website and just writing my books.
That's cool. Does it help to have that set time?
Oh yeah, it's just to make sure, because I can't be sporadic. I actually have to have a set period of time. My husband's a writer as well, and so he has to do exactly like how I do it, because he's a screenplay writer. He has to have that exact amount of time to do it.
Oh, so is he going to be taking your books over and writing a screenplay for it?
He wants to. My husband studied film at the local university here, and he actually just wrote a script based on his life, because my husband's life, he suffered a great many ordeals in 2010, like the loss of his father and everything. And so he created a script that's semi-based on aspects of his life. And he actually just got the copyrights for it, and he had it gilded. And so it's actually going to be looked at by someone who will help him sell it.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Yes.
That's a hard path. There's a lot to selling a screenplay.
Oh, yes. He actually was the first person to read my first draft of Ella, actually. He was one that actually helped me put the finishing details on making it more action-packed and more interesting and not so blah.
Is that what he said?
I was like, thank you. Well, pretty much. And then after that, I just started finding a more like there for me editor, someone who's also my friend.
Yeah.
She's my editor, my friend. I met her on Facebook through a group site, and she even creates my cover. She actually created the most recent cover of Ella, actually, for the 1-year anniversary.
And she's your editor, and she also does your graphics. Wow.
And she's also an author herself, because she actually believed in me. She actually believes I have potential, so she's always willing to work with me.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. So does she do a lot of developmental editing with you, or does she just go
yes, actually, yes. I actually just went through my most recent book, which I'm keeping zip tight about, and she said, "Well, fix this, and this, and then we can talk about the details later."
Is this another book that's gonna be in the same series?
It's something it's
completely different.
So I'm writing 2 new books that's completely different, and then I'm writing a third one that'll be done by the end of this year. It'll be a spin-off of my series. Okay. But I decided to do something brand new. Never seen before. And it will have my signature symbol, a dragon, in it, because I am a fantasy gal.
Oh, well, you don't have to be, you can be into fantasy and not like dragons.
So yeah.
No, you can be in fantasy and not like dragons. Samantha?
It's my symbol. It's my Oh yeah, I know. It's my symbol. It's my symbol. Like everyone knows me as having like fantasy or having like a creature, like a scary creature of some kind in my work. Like people say, "Oh, that's her work." My husband even got me a necklace for Christmas that actually has a dragon on it, and he said I got it because it just made me think of you.
So what kind of dragons do you put into your books? I always find it kind of interesting.
I have them be beautiful. I always have them be majestic, beautiful, unique, you know. Like I was inspired by the dragons in Game of Thrones, you know, like how they were so unique, beautiful, how they listened to the people that they honestly would follow and everything. And so I kind of based it sort of off of that.
Okay.
Like I don't have the Ella's not violent and everything. She's was adopted. She was taken care of. Like the main character Liam found her as an egg, and she hatched, and he was the first person she saw, and so she listens to him.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I always find it interesting where people draw their inspirations for their dragons, because it tells me a little bit about them, you know, whether it's from the Game of Thrones or something like that, or, you know, if they go more of like a Chinese dragon, or, you know, a Middle East, Eastern European dragon, or, you know, or
I
just
kind of thought of like the
Arthurian.
dragons from Harry Potter, you know, how in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire they have to fight a dragon and everything. And
Yeah.
but I like the colors of the dragons, but the personality wise, I like the ones, you know, from Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So kind of they're kind of a almost a servant type dragon. You know,
In a way, yes.
I mean, they build trust, and then, you know, all of a sudden they're kind of buddies, and it's, you know, maybe not a servant, maybe a partner type.
Yeah, well, at the end of Ella, I will say that Liam lets Ella go because he thinks she has to find her own journey on her own. Like she helps him becomes what he is needed to be, but in the end, he realizes I can't keep her on forever. She needs to be let go, and so he tells her, "You can go." But she said, "All right, but if you ever need me, I will return." But she does return, but she is like gone for like many years. But he returned. She does return, but after that, she stayed. She stuck around.
Okay.
Because she didn't like being on her own. She actually liked helping him.
Yeah. So, what can you tell me about the villain in your book?
Oh, there's actually he's like an ancient sorcerer that came from another dimension, that his age, you never could guess his age. Like it was clueless, you know, in a way, like, because the main villain was actually Liam's father's, who was the king advisor. Like he would tell Liam's father like what to do and everything, and it would lead to bad choices. And people were telling rumors saying, "Oh, no one knows truly who he is." Because everyone thought he was like 400 or 500 years old. But even though the villain does die in the second book, his spirit is seen throughout the rest of the series all the way to the end, because basically his origins is in the final book.
Okay.
That's what the other side is based on, is they have to find the villain's father, sad enough, because I won't say much, but his origins is discussed mainly in the final book.
That's interesting that you put his origins in the final book. That's kind of cool.
Because in the second book, you meet the villain's brother, and the brother is absolutely nothing like him, because they were supposedly called guardians, like they guarded the land of the four, actually, and just the villain found magic and he just manipulated it, and so the brothers parted ways, and then that's how the villain actually ended up becoming devious and evil all throughout.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. So how long did it take you to write these books?
Couple of months at a time, and then once I was done, I would just really write my heart out. Like it would take me a few months, and I would just tell my editor, "Hey, here it is," and then she would absolutely love to read it and everything. Because when I posted Ella on Amazon the first time, I only had my husband help me, and he was good, but he basically writes screenplays. And then this woman named Vicky, my dear friend, she read it, and then she said, "Hey," she's like, "I like it. I'm gonna give you 4 stars out of 5 stars, but you need some work on this. So can I help you?" He's like, "I'm an author too, but I can help you." And I said, "Sure." And then just after that, she just has helped me ever since.
Yeah, never turn that down.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
No,
No?
no, no,
Why?
I will never turn it down help,
Oh.
especially from someone who was willing to actually, and I never met her before. And so she said, I'll help you. I'll give you 4 stars out of 5 stars because I love the plot, but your grammar and formatting needs a little help. And so I took the help.
Yeah. You know, one thing about the author community is there's always somebody out there willing to, you know, especially the indie authors, not the snooty published ones, but
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to say that, but
Actually, you can, because I have tried to get my books published for real, and they always give me an excuse, and that's why, well, I'm just an indie author then until I know I'm ready, and I love it. I love it.
I don't know that I would ever try and go and get a fantasy book published, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people try to, but when you look at the benefits of being an indie, and you know, you can sell less books and make more money than you are than when you're published. I mean, it's truly the publisher.
I actually make more of my royalties. Yeah. I make more of my royalties from Kindle Unlimited, actually.
Sure. A lot of people
I make my royalties, more of my money from Kindle Unlimited than from that. If they buy them, excellent. But that's the reason why I have all my books on Kindle Unlimited, is because I know for a fact that they have. Where'd you go?
Your phone cut out.
Oh, so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm saying I'm actually close. My internet box is actually right over there.
No, sometimes you get texts or, you know, something.
I actually didn't. My mother tried to call me earlier, but I said, nope, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. I mean, stuff like that happens, but that's okay. I just mark it down. I edit it out. So,
okay.
No big deal.
Oh, absolutely.
So, anyway, so just kind of going back into, so you make most of your money on Kindle Unlimited? That's what, so do you find that people just pick up all 4 books and just burn through them and then?
Well, some of them, they'd see Ella first, and then like they would give me reviews. And I'm like, well, I have other books if you're interested. And then over time, they end up finding them, and then they read them.
Do you have an idea what your read-through rate is?
I have absolutely no idea, but normally it takes like a couple weeks, you know, for them to read like Ella.
Yeah. I mean, and it's always just kind of a guess, but you know, you
I've seen someone read 100. I've seen someone read like 50 to 100 pages like in one day.
Yeah. I'm talking about how many people read, you know, the first book, then go to the second and then third, and how many people read the entire series.
And honest to God, I probably have to say I've heard about 10 people reading all 4 of them.
Okay.
That I know personally that have become my friend like online as well.
Cool. So you've got this series and you got your spin-off series, which you're not going to talk about. You got anything else cooking?
Oh, not really right this second. It's just that the Land of the Forest series was just shut. Like, it was good. I did it. And then I wrote the 3rd book when I was laid off from my job, actually. And I wrote the short story as well, because I was laid off due to the pandemic in April of 2020. Was laid off for months and months. And so that's all I could do was write until my job told me I could come back.
Yeah. Well, California shut down pretty hard.
And so I got this new idea, and then I wrote the book with my editor as we speak, and I'm writing the 2nd book right now. It's on my laptop, and it's gonna be longer than this one. So, and then at the end of this year, I'm gonna write a spin-off book to the Land of the Forest series. I don't know what yet, but I'm still thinking about it. It'll take time.
Cool. So you write 1,000 words a day, or you read, and you've got these 4 books out. You're working on another one. Are you planning on putting these into audio?
I'm trying to learn and figure it out and everything. I'm like trying like maybe to put the finishing touches on Ella, because Ella does still need a little more time and everything. Maybe like when it's like picture perfect, then I'll have Ella be put into audio, because I've had Michael Evan from Author in Focus recommend it to me that I do it. I've had a few other people recommend it to me, but just since my injury, I like fell behind.
Yeah.
And so probably once I'm back to walking again, that I can actually focus, then I can actually go through Ella completely and was 100% picture perfect. Then I will do that. I'll at least try and have Ella be put into audio, because that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would be. You know, the audio industry, or the audio market, I guess, seems to be picking up quite a bit. I mean, a lot of people are jumping into it feet first, and
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
making a good amount of money on it. So, but and it's starting to get to where the entry level is not thousands and thousands of dollars. It's starting, it's coming down, because the competition for narrators and stuff is starting to it seems like a good market to get into.
Oh yeah. Just when I know Ella's perfect, like picture perfect, like, because I know people always say, oh, it's wrong here, it's wrong there, it's wrong there. I want to be like 100% perfect, error-free, no mistakes, and then I'll consider having at least my first book be made audio.
There's no such thing, right?
I know.
There's no such
I
thing
know.
as perfect.
I'm like totally going, at least to try and everything.
Yeah.
Because I've heard people even call my work pieces. I like a few months ago. Why I say that is, a few months ago, I edited someone's book, Of the Kindness of My Heart, and their formatting was off, their spelling was off, and I gave, like I told you, I give honest to God reviews. Well, they turned around and gave me a 2-star review and called Ella crap and everything in return, just because I told them the truth. Yeah. That's why I had it in my mind saying, oh, if they called it crap, that means something must be wrong with it.
Not necessarily. I just, do you care about ratings? I mean, do you at this point?
Not exactly. Like Ella has it's like a 4.6 out of 5 on Amazon with 125 reviews.
Yeah.
And everything, and so, and it's good. It's just sometimes it hurts, because I've heard of some indie authors, like one author I knew got a 1-star all because they said their character saying, I didn't like it because the character was gay. And the author actually made an ad on it, and her sales doubled, tripled, because of that quote from that character. And she's a brilliant author, and she's a teacher, mind you. She's an indie author, all because of that review, a 1-star review, and that simple sentence. And so I've always thought, hey, maybe I can do something like that, and them to finally realize, hey, it's not crap. But when I get better, I'm probably going to look through Ella and see if there is any honest to God true errors. I honestly personally don't think so, but when I have the time, I'll make sure I want it to go to audio for sure. Everyone loves audiobooks.
I've seen so many reviews over the course of authoring that my favorite one is where somebody gets a 1-star review because they said it wasn't a 6-pack of Jimmy Dean sausage.
Was it for them?
Yeah, it was attached to their book, but it was this wasn't the sausage I ordered, and they reviewed the book, and that's what they put, and they put 1 star, and it's like, and Amazon wouldn't remove it, because
of course they wouldn't, because Amazon's weird.
Yeah. The other thing that I think is funny is that we can't pay somebody to review, but I get these if they think that you've done anything to get this review except for something organic, they will remove the review. If they think you even know the person, they'll remove the review. But if you're selling products on there like toilet paper or, some sort of a game or child's toys or whatever, they'll send me an email saying, hey, we'll give you $5 if you give this toy a good review. And it's like, how the hell did they get away with that? It's not.
I have reviewed many books for indie author friends, and I ended up Amazon just thought it'd be funny to remove like all my reviews, and I actually had to fight them saying, hey, I was laid off due to the pandemic. I reviewed all these books, honest and true. Give these reviews back to the authors, and they did.
Yeah, you're
I
lucky.
literally had to fight them for it.
Yeah.
Because I had to hide my trail, my Amazon account number is just my initials, not my full blown name anymore. Because I just don't trust them anymore.
No, and I think it's really funny the way that they take their book business so seriously, and they want to make sure that it's so above par. And there's so many other categories and products that they sell that are just crap, that have 1,000 different reviews that somebody paid $2, $3, $4, $5 for.
I heard someone actually go as far as paying $40 for having a review on Amazon.com. Amazon is from another country. Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, and I just think it's funny that they treat the authors, especially the indie authors, that way. So my running theory is that they have a deal with the publishing houses.
That's why I am a hardcore indie author, and I'm gonna try and always stay that way, because I want to be their voice to say that we matter as well. That's why I like to give reviews of indie authors, because they deserve reviews like J.K. Rowling and God knows how many other authors out there, because they get reviews every day. Indie authors, I've seen indie authors where the covers are beautiful, the books are good, look good, but nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's because
that's what I want to do.
They have a hard time getting the visibility that everybody else does. And it's also, it comes down to marketing. It also comes down to, how saturated is the genre that you're pointing towards,
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that's why Ella's my baby. Ella is my first book ever that I wrote and published. And everyone was always shocked of how I got so many reviews. I said, I just self-marketed myself.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, it's very cool. So we're going to kind of wind this down a little bit. Do you have anything to tell your readers?
Just that support all indie authors out there. There are many good authors, many genres out there. Give everyone a chance. If you have the time, leave a good review, because believe me, it helps the self-esteem of the indie author. That'll keep them going. That'll keep them going to wanting to write more, to be the excellent storyteller that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I want all readers to know.
I love that. And I totally agree with you. Now, do you have anything to say about your books? Go read them, or
go read them. Ella has 125 reviews on Amazon. It actually was nominated for an award. It made it to the top 10 last year for an author elite award in fantasy. It was my biggest achievement, but my fourth book was actually just nominated again for the same award in the same category as well.
Oh, cool.
So please read them. They're good. I wrote them from the bottom of my heart. Just support indie authors out there, because we are out there. We work our butts off to be the best storyteller that we can be.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, thank you very much, Samantha. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to speak with me.
Absolutely.
With that, I'm going to say, this is Jeff at the DIY Writer, hoping that you all have a really great day, and keep your chin up. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Please hit the subscribe button. I get a bonus for every subscriber, and I only need 1,506 more to become a full-time paid employee. Help me, please.